Dave listens to HiFi. Dave listens to HiFi.
Hello, this is Dave Listens To HiFi. Thank you for tuning in. So I'm traveling right now. I can't give you some of my regular content, but I do have a couple of things that I wanted to send your way. I have some footage from just before I left, and just wanted to get that uploaded and have you guys watch my my kind of part two conversation with HIFI CAVE. He came and visited me, and we had a great time listening and had a couple of great insights. I only have about 20 minutes of footage from that. Maybe he's got some more, so between the two of us, we'll get something out. I'll try to put something at the end of this tag it at the end of this video here. So I'm traveling right now in Spain, and just heard the other day that John Mayall passed away. John Mayall, British blues musician, founder of Blues Breakers, worked with Eric Clapton. So I went to a record store locally here, Record CV, and I picked up a copy of this John Mayall's Blues Giant album, and it's a bit of a compilation, some Blues Breaker stuff. It's interesting because it's like Peter Green, Mick Taylor, Keith Hartley, John McVie, so some members of Fleetwood Mac, the Rolling Stones, along with John Mayall. So late 60s stuff, really good blues. Not much online about it, so I'll have to give a full listen when I get home, but really interested in hearing it. And just had to pick it up. It's a Spanish pressing. John Mayall, heard about his passing here in Spain, so unfortunately, but that's the way things go. So also I had some footage from HIFI CAVE. Loic came and visited my system, brought his DAC along, brought the Puritan line conditioner, filter, whatever it is, AC product, and I listened to that, and I tell you, I almost wish I didn't. I mean, it was fantastic to hear the effect that this Puritan had in my system. Was just, it's not something you know you need until you hear it, and then you're like, I need that. And it's unfortunate that I've heard it in my system, now I can't unhear it, and I'll have to look to do something about my power. Now, I thought I had good power because I have two dedicated circuits, only powering my sources and my preamp. The other circuit is only powering my power amp, and that goes right to the panel, which is not far away. And I don't have any conditioning or anything, but just two dedicated lines. So there was some air conditioner noise in my other location, and also it's 38 degrees Celsius here, and my phone overheated, so recording stopped in the other location in the sun. So we'll continue here. Just a little comment on the Puritan product that Loic from HIFI CAVE brought over to my place and put in the system. So I just had read a couple of reviews about the Puritan, and Amir from Audio Science, I mean, God bless him, he's doing a great job measuring everything and telling us all about it. Not really reviews, because he just doesn't use the product for what it's supposed to do, which is play music. He reuses the product to create test signals so he can report on how they measure, which is that's my issue with. I mean, I love the fact that we're trying to correlate measurements to sound quality, and people like him who are pushing the envelope of all the things they're testing are obviously doing a good job in trying to get further that, so we can have some real objective information out there. But I used the Puritan in my system. I heard a difference. Amir tested it, and he measured no difference. So obviously, the stuff that he measures is not the stuff that we hear. So there's still that shortcoming in terms of what we're measuring and what we're hearing. That hopefully, as more people do more sophisticated measurements, we can figure it out. But I tell you, I put that Puritan in my system, and I heard a difference, and I'm going to have to start searching for AC products, because I have none, and I didn't think I needed any, but I think time has come for me to start to go down that path. So hopefully as I pick up some products, I'll listen to them and I'll tell you what I think. So thanks for watching. I'm going to put up a bit of my conversation with Loic here. R.I.P. John Mayall. If you don't know John Mayall and Blues Breakers, check out some of the stuff online. Put it on your Tidal or your Qobuz or Spotify, or pick up a record, CD, and play it on your system. Let me know what you think. Thanks again for watching. This is Dave Listens to HiFi. Take care. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like the video. Please leave a comment. I love comments. I love responding to comments. Also, I have a new thing where I think I can start accepting some buy me a coffee and stuff with stickers and things below. So I'm going to put whatever is available to me now in below the comments there, and you can donate to the channel if you like. Help me do more of what I do. Take care. Thanks for watching. See you later.
Let's see if you hear a difference just for the DAC, and then. But I'm more curious if you hear a difference from your. So now my DAC's plugged in. The Puritan is hooked up. Now you're hearing my system.
But I didn't hear noise before.
No, but
now I don't hear noise.
now you don't hear noise. This is that out of thin air.
That's but it wasn't noisy before.
No, it wasn't.
The sound that
It's one of those things. If you
now
don't
it's
have it,
noisy.
if you don't have it, you don't need it. Once you hear it, you don't want to go back.
Yeah.
You sure you want to
No,
listen to vinyl? Are you leaving for 3 weeks? You'll forget.
Yeah.
You'll forget.
Lucille
Perfect.
took me from
I don't need to go more. You got an idea. I want to see what happens with your phono stage. So now that's your turn. You got to put a record on.
I don't think I can. I used to sing spirituals.
It's the one component in my system that I am never selling. Everything else, I'm not sure. One day it might go away.
Yeah.
That, never. Never.
It's kind of universal, right?
Yeah. Snake oil.
That's a quiet record.
What a great record. So, people say, that's way too expensive for a power bar. No, don't look at it that way. By buying that, you won't want to change this, you won't want to change, you realize you don't need to change anything. You almost look disappointed, which is a good thing.
The sound stage seems deeper because there's more space for it to go into.
Yeah, like when there's noise, it's like your layers have a tendency to merge together.
Closer together.
Then when the layers stop being noisy, you start to realize that they move apart. I mean, once I put this, the gaps in different sonic differences when I would change gear in the change were far more apparent than before. Before there were sometimes I had to sit there for days and then go back and then come back to really understand what was going on. And I was like, okay, with this it's apparent almost right away.
That
almost.
is, I was not expecting it.
Surprising, isn't it?
Yeah. What other power bars have you tried?
I tried a Shunyata power bar. I tried the AudioQuest stuff all the way up to $1,000. What else did I try?
Because AudioQuest was selling some of the power conditioners at the show, and I was really tempted to pick one up.
Everything I
Without
tried,
knowing,
everything I
'cause I've
tried
never-
up to about 1800
Mm-hmm.
did not make me a believer. Made me very angry. I thought it was snake
Snake
oil.
oil.
I was like, started doing the rounds on YouTube. Steve Huff said it was like a magic black box. And I was like, okay. It's when OCD Mikey started selling it. And he was like, whoa. How is this thing at like $2,500 actually?
That's 2,500.
Yeah, I think so. Well, so I think it's like $2,000 US. So
Okay.
I paid with tax close to 3-ish.
That would be the most expensive component in my system.
But you
But-
won't need to change anything else.
But it's a definite upgrade.
I bought this
I don't
new
even have any
and I bought
knobs
this
to
new.
fool with it, or do you have a good fuse in there at least?
I didn't even try changing it. It's just really good. Actually, what I have the stock power cable. Puritan makes a much better
They sell it with
source
that one?
cable. This is the one that comes with it.
Okay, well it's very silky.
It is very silky.
Yeah.
But their good one I think is $600 or $700.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what that sounds like either. But it's one of those things. I'm happy.
Yeah.
It's like you said. Now
So-
that I'm here, I have that.
Yeah.
Perfectly fine. Do I want to see what the next level is? I'm okay.
Yeah, that no, because this is something that you don't know you need until you have it.
Once you hear it, you can't unhear it.
So I work in e-bikes,
Okay.
and you can explain to someone what an e-bike is and how it works and how pedal assist works and everything. But until someone hops on an e-bike and rides it,
They don't know.
a switch goes off in their head, and they're like, "Oh, I get it. That's what I can do with this thing." That's the same thing with this, where you can explain it and you can say, "Oh, it does this and does this, and this it makes it cleaner and it takes the noise out." But I don't hear noise. But then you put it in, and you're like, "I don't hear any noise that wasn't there that I wasn't
Surprising.
hearing."
It's very surprising.
It's like it's quieter and it's sharper and it's more depth and it just like
Just
you said,
music.
coming out of a blackness. It's and the blackness is different from the dark that I was talking about earlier.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
If the track doesn't have a background noise and it's like super recording, which this one is right now.
Yeah.
I have to tell you. And it's a record.
Well,
It's a clean record because I'm not hearing anything. It's just, I'm not even in a sweet spot, and it doesn't feel like it's coming out of this.
Yeah.
It feels like there's something going on.
that's the fun part. I sometimes I have those over there, and people are like, "Oh wow, those speakers sound great. What are these things here?"
That's funny.
Those are my speakers.
It's like an old Bose trick. When Bose
Yeah.
started, they would
Yeah.
hide them under these big foam cubes,
Yeah.
and they'd make them sit down, and you'd have the customers where the wife was sitting down all miserable, like, "I don't want these big giant foam things in my living room," and the husband's like, "That's really good." And then finally, when it's like, "No, it's too big," the salesman would pull it off, and the wife's jaw would be like, because she still doesn't want them, but now she's like, "I don't have an argument." Look, let's. I want to share. So I want to share how. So when I first sat down,
Yeah.
you played the first record. My first impression was, yeah, there's like 5-6 veils compared to what I'm used to at the beginning.
Right.
But I know that effect also is my hearing not adjusted yet. Don't get me wrong. There's a difference with what you're hearing now.
Yeah.
Right? By the 4th or 5th track,
Mm-hmm.
it's like my brain didn't care what it heard initially. What I thought was veiled at the beginning,
Yeah.
didn't care. It was gone. Couldn't. It didn't feel like things were like in a big vacuum of space where everything was like sucked out and it's just music.
Right.
However, what it did do really well, the tonal balance was perfect to me. The mids had, I say the tonal balance is perfect to me. The tonal balance was not, I would never call your system flat when you were playing records.
Mm-hmm.
It was luscious. It was like I said, I sat down and I was holding this in my hand. I was like, "You planned this." It's like you did. Like
No, I just opened this.
I know, but the idea of that you picked a whiskey, it's like you showed right away your cards in terms of, you know what you know how to enjoy your space. You know how to enjoy your
If
sound.
there's any component, any element of the sound, sound stage clarity, a number of things that you can prioritize, tonal balance and tone is kind of what I put at the top.
Yeah, when I was younger, starting in the hi-fi world,
Yeah.
soundstage was everything. Soundstage. Even before I would consider myself hi-fi, I was a bass head in the young days.
Yeah.
Then it was a soundstage. Now,
Which is interesting because, I see a lot of systems set up, and it's like system speakers right up against the wall, and there's no sound stage.
Hardly.
You can tell that
Right.
there's very little sound stage
Yeah.
when you have it set up like that. So it's interesting that as starting out, you would have that as a priority.
still depends on the speakers. There are some speakers that
Yeah.
will give you a good soundstage, but conventional, three-way rear-ported design,
Yeah.
no. But like front horn loaded or bottom loaded, like different story.
Yeah.
But that's not what we would hear usually.
Mhm.
Usually it's a three-way bass reflex rear-ported, always like that. So the initial veil to me was afterwards couldn't really hear it. It just felt luscious. It felt like, so the soundstage was very nice. Like your soundstage does not, it's not one of those soundstages that comes and grabs you on the side here.
Yeah.
Nope. It's beautifully layered, however, behind your speakers. Some things I would dare say comes to the same level of the speakers. I don't feel like things were in my face. Things are nice. Like I feel like I'm sitting in a small venue, which is what I love. Not front row, second row, fourth row, maybe fifth. Center image is beautiful, dead on, locked. These ribbons are really like, they don't miss a beat. They don't miss any bit of information. That's why I said when we plugged in my DAC,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it might even be too much now. There might be too much resolution.
Oh,
It might be like,
interesting.
which it was cool, but maybe as we played, it got better.
Yeah.
It rounded itself off, and I think that's the capacitors filling up. Your tonal balance was great. The soundstage was beautiful. You had great layers, and not the first track. The first track did not have the best layering, but I think it's because my ears also hadn't adjusted. So the first track, if you played it again now, I probably we would have a different perspective. But it's okay. You don't need to, because the first track you hear, just like going into a showroom.
That was Gordon Lightfoot.
Yeah.
If you could read my mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was dead center, beautiful. You had some instruments on both sides,
Yeah.
wonderful. In that first recording, the instruments felt like they were close to be coming out of the speakers, but they weren't. They felt like they were slightly behind the speaker.
Yeah. Yeah.
A little bit. So that was very nice. Your mid-range combination, I think, of this with these things,
Yeah. That's
beautiful.
that. I'm really happy that they're a wonderful match.
These panels, I don't know that you would find subwoofers to keep up with them in bass, because they're already going.
And open baffle. And
Yeah, I like if you wanted to go down and get that extra 9 hertz down to like 8 to reach 19 hertz.
Yeah.
I don't know what subwoofers you're gonna need for that. Probably servo, open baffle,
That
something
wouldn't,
crazy.
yeah, wouldn't have that same character of sound.
And I don't think it would be fast enough.
And it's funny if you look at the magnets, if you look at the original driver, I mean the magnets are like this big around. It looks like he super cheaped out, but they're custom designed for this for open baffle, because it has to be very little magnetic damping and very lightweight cone, and everything was kind of shrunk down as much as possible. So it's 312 inches with tiny magnet and efficient voice coils, and so he did
It's
a lot of
amazing
work
the
to get
result
it, and
that
very
comes out
very
of that.
pliable spiders on the
Wow.
drivers as well.
Because it's going deeper than mine. Like we
I
were
noticed
mentioning before, yeah,
Yeah.
and you felt it when you came over. I'm telling you, you probably have 10 hertz more of information than I do. Like mine are rated to go to 30 hertz, but they're not flat at 30 hertz. They're probably flat up to 40, and after that it's like -3, -4,
The
-5.
main ones or the
No, the bass ones.
bass ones? Okay.
Oh no, my main ones in the front, they're under 70 hertz. They're like woo.
Oh, okay.
They take a nosedive.
Oh.
If I would lower them more on the baffle, they'll go down to 50.
Okay, but then
But
you lose-
like they're down and you lose the weight of soundstage. It's a different story if I angle them, like if I do the ladybug thing. We didn't hear the ladybugs when you
No,
came
I
over.
didn't.
No, yeah, we didn't have
I'll
time.
have to come back and.
It's okay next because I reacquired another set of different drivers. I got the silver drivers that I used to have, but then I was just my projects were not focused around them, and I was just like, I can't let these expensive drivers sit on the shelf, so I sold them. But I reacquired them because now that I know about the ladybug designs,
Oh.
those drivers
other
in a
ones.
ladybug
Are they
design.
small?
No, they're 10 inches. They're
Oh.
bigger than the ones I have.
Okay.
They're magical in terms of resolution and mid-range. Spectacular. So if I nail the design of that ladybug, and I get the soundstage effect of the ladybug, but with that resolution, depth, air, and back of your neck hair raising mid-range that those drivers are capable of, it's going to be spectacular. But it's all in the execution.
And that'll be
Shooting up.
shooting up.
Yeah. If they're not drivers that are optimal in open baffle, they're better in a cabinet. However, ladybugs changes the open baffle formula because they're angled down, they're right at the ground, and I'm using them with a very wide radius of surface.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
anyways,
I'm just wondering how putting them on the floor, putting so low, must.
it generates
create
more low end. It allows them
Okay.
to go deeper. Because the ones I have now, when I had them in open baffle, I had to cross over my bass drivers at 250, 300 hertz, and in the ladybugs, 90, 100,
Oh,
110.
wow. Okay.
Big difference.
Yeah.
Big difference. I'm not expecting these new ones, the silver 10s, to go as low. If I can get them down to 200 and my bass drivers only need to play to 150, 200, it's gonna sound phenomenal. If the bass drivers have to go higher than that, it's not
That brings it up into the sensitive area.
Yeah, and then those big bass drivers, they're fast, but if they have to do too much, they start to lose their quality in the low end, which is normal.
I get it.
But back to your system. Like I said, after 4 or 5 tracks, I got used to this sound like that.
Because we started listening to vinyl.
It was
The first-
so soothing, pleasant. Like it's been a while since I listened to records. And as soon as you put it out, and it's funny because you asked that the second track, do you mind like the cracks and pops?
Yeah.
No, that's the first thing that triggers my brain and goes into like, oh man, I just want to put my feet up. And like I swear, like I would, if I had a cigar in my hands, had a drink, sit here, like put a record on, turn the lights way down low, and it's like, oh, I just sit here, puff on a cigar, and listen to all your records.
No, because my system, everything is based around, this is my main source, my turntable, my phono stage. So everything I put in here is validated with that source.
Okay.
And then the DAC is kind of an afterthought and also ran. It's like, okay, I put it in and it's great, but any changes I make are based on my turntable.
Did it take you a while to find like